legend of the Gorgo lion mentioned by a certain veteran? The central figure, the main character, was not the sole sovereign of that
little.
land.
God damn it.
Served as its
This fucking
formidable
goober.
rival. Long before the dawn of Era Chrysia, the two beasts started their timeless battle on the plains of Tritos. The lion regarded the oryx as its food, while the oryx perceived the lion as a scornful, oppressive, and challenging barrier that it swore to topple with its antlers.
Okay.
For tens of thousands of years, without respite, the two creatures thus continued their relentless pursuit and rivalry. It fixated on its rival's fleeing form in the chase. It set its sights on the other's neck, nearly within reach.
Okay.
It was stuck in a corner.
What?
Had nowhere to escape.
Okay.
On the land of Amphorius, some lives meet their end at dusk, some at dawn, and yet others are fated to perish under the blistering
Mydei
sun
is adorable.
at noon.
I'm trying to like listen to the story, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was a choice.
Yeah. These are choices they are making. We can't really pretend they're not.
The most scorching moment of the day descended upon them. The formidable hand of fate heeded their call and arrived.
My lords, would you like me to reduce the temperature a little?
Okay.
What? You're chickening out already? Get lost.
Are you asking me to get lost, or...
Do whatever you want.
Oh, please, forgive my presumptuousness, my lords.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Those are
Have that.
choices.
put down my controller for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hoyo knows exactly what it's doing.
the imagery described in between the grounds. Come on. Come on.
The Fujo butterfly.
Well, yeah. The Fujos,
Are going to fucking pass away.
they're going to tell you that this was gay sex. Now, mind
They
you,
could say that, yeah. But
mind you, earlier we had a character outright, a female character outright say about another female character, in this case, Circe's and the god and the Titan of Nestia, referring to them as her love. Now, obviously, China has its own issues with censorship and stuff, so maybe this was a localization thing, and if it wasn't, that's great. That means maybe things are kind of lessening in that aspect. They got away with that. In the case of that,
you can't, man. You can't pretend.
we know what they did, but Hoyo
Yeah.
also knows exactly what it's doing, and they know that if they feed the Fujos will feed them.
Yeah.
That being said, this game is 13 plus.
Yeah.
This was so inappropriate.
Yeah.
I enjoy how that was them heading them off at the pass by having a fujo butterfly narrate that scene that was clearly just two men being very stupidly competitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, this is the bath sprite that is like, hold on, let's get you the bath sprite that is going to make the story sound interesting and will narrate it in a, like, this is the bath sprite that explicitly likes spinning and exaggerating stories to make them interesting. Yep. This is just two dumbasses sitting in a hot bowl of water because neither of them want to back down, and we see the end result of it. This is not gay sex.
It's just suffering. It's funny.
Someone's gonna call me homophobic for saying this. And no, I'm not. But this also, I think, was inappropriate.
The moaning direction, what? No, there's like, there is a stark difference between moaning and grunting. This was not grunting.
This was moaning. And again, here's the thing. When it comes to folly, now I'm not going to say that they were explicitly told to moan. Because there were certain grunts and groans that when you have the context, it's like, yeah, it's someone being put in the bath, they're pushing their limit, and they're not comfortable. We've seen it a lot. We've all seen the fucking animes where the girls are fighting and them getting hurt sounds like moaning. Where if you take the sounds out of context, you would think they're moaning, and that's exactly what Hoyo is doing here. Yep. This is very easily, what's wrong, guys? They're just taking a bath. There's nothing wrong with this.
What's wrong?
And
they're just roommates.
And they're right. There's nothing wrong with this. But they also know exactly what they're doing. And that's where I am a bit of a prude.
Also, that being said, I don't see it that different from 90s cartoons. Just those moments where if you know, you know, and the youth don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that thing of, I find that inappropriate, just like I found that one Zenless ad where it's a bunch of girls in the shower and they're just moaning everywhere. I wasn't okay with that. I'm not quite okay with this. Just like I also don't really care for the sex scenes in Castlevania or in Arcane. I'm a prude equally in this facet. I know what this is. Hoyo knows what it is, but they know what they're doing. I did not think this was appropriate. And if it was Zenless, I can be like, you know what? Zenless is 16 up. If you know, you know. If you want to giggle and have fun with it, power to you. If the Fujos are going to run with this, and we know they will, it doesn't take a lot. You know, go with, you know, have fun. Live your truth, baby girl. Good for you. But I did not need that. I did not need that.
Okay.
The fanfics write themselves. I did not need that. That is not what I came here to play Honkai Star Rail for. Yes, I thirst for the characters. Yes, but I did not need to have moaning in my ear today. That is not what I came here for.
I mostly think it's funny because it tells the Fujos we see you, we know what you're like. This is you.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Again, Hoyo knows what they're doing. They're feeding the Fujos. They're also taking a jab at the Fujos. I know what they're doing. I unfortunately, and again, I'm probably speaking for a minority here, it's at the risk of making people uncomfortable. And that made me a teeny bit uncomfortable. I know, I've said it many times, I particularly do not care for or like yaoi ships. That is my issue. I've also had bad experiences with fujoshi and people that have tried to push these sorts of things on it, and that's why I have more of a negative bias towards male on like male on male pairings versus female on female pairings. I am well aware that that is my own problem. And I thus have a bit more of a negative aversion to it. If people want to ship these characters as homosexual or bi or anything, power to you, live your life. I will never stop you from doing that. But this made me a little bit uncomfortable. And again, I say a little bit. I'm mostly just yapping because I kind of wanted to make my state that, wow, we didn't need that. These
Honestly,
days
same. I just try to grapple with that and try to be not my problem about it.
Yeah, with me, again, it's like, I like being immersed in these sorts of things. I love seeing character dynamics and relationships. Outside of the moaning, that was great. But I don't think it needed the moaning. Or at least they could have been directed in a way that steered clear of that. But obviously, again, if it's feeding the fujos or taking a jab or both, I see what they were doing, and that's fine. Unfortunately, I am,
It's okay. Bubblegum Barbara's expression agrees with you.
Yeah, this is honestly, Barbara's expression, Barbara. Hyacinth's expression is me right now after this scene, like, okay. It just seems like I just got the splashback when I didn't do anything. Like, okay. Oh, okay. I just kind of feel like I was like an unwilling victim. Well, that happened. Essentially, yeah. Well, that happened. So, but you know what? At least I wasn't completely blind to what was going on. It was definitely hinting that we were going to be doing something in the baths. The moaning was a little bit much. But yeah. I'm Hyacinth right now. These days, it's not about being proud of what you like. It's about shoving it down people's throats and making them agree with you. And we agree with that expression. Well, that happened. Yeah. Yeah.
What a spectacle of folly.
This is what you get for daring to challenge a Kremnoan without understanding your own place.
He's just on the floor.
Also, and I'm gonna be real with you, and then I'm gonna kind of like move on from this. If this was gay sex, Phainon's a one pump chump, and I don't think we should be celebrating that. Okay? I've seen what y'all fujos be put in. It's unfortunately made its way into my feed. First off, beautiful art, proud of you. Pero, I'm sorry, Phainon is not no top. Phainon is not no top, okay? He's not. This man's is not a top. He's a power bottom at best. Now I can post this on YouTube.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely bottom
What I'm
energy.
saying is, your little game dragged down quite a few innocent souls alongside you.
We will personally escort back home the customers.
I adore how
lost
childish
from our
Mydei is
formidable
about this.
presence.
Yes.
This isn't fair.
He's so proud of himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's fucking fine.
You're wearing way less than I am.
Is this the latest trend now? Getting into the baths while dressed in full.
I'm glad they brought that up.
Yeah, they sure did. I was gonna say, also, fully clothed?
Yeah, they can't. They can't.
I know.
They have to make a new
I
model,
know.
and they can't. Don't have budget for that, I guess.
But they can't even, like, imply that they took I love that they're addressing this. Y'all went in the baths just fully clothed? What the fuck?
They can't even. At least they're not even pretending that they could have even stripped a
There's
little
no
bit.
way this could have been gay sex. This was dry humping at best.
Which is even more pathetic. One pump dry.
Fujos, please, one pump chump dry hump. Fujos, raise your bar. It's not even
They
on the
have a
floor.
topless Phainon model they could have used. They chose not to.
Yeah.